Hello Cancer, this is your July forecast. Happy birthday to you who've got birthdays this month. I hope that this is going to be a very wonderful year ahead for you. And it's certainly going to be a very busy month ahead for you lovely Cancerians. This month we've usually got 2 moons of a month, a full moon and a new moon. But your rule of the moon is busy this month, and we've got 2 full moons and a new moon this month. So let's start out with this first full moon happening for you in Capricorn, in your opposite sign, happening, vibrating along there with Pluto, a full moon in your house of relationships, Cancer. So it's shining a light on your relationships. It's going to shine a light on the things that you're happy with, so there could be a culmination of some good news and something wonderful happening in a relationship. And at the same time, there can be shining a light on maybe things that are not being met and your needs that are not being met on a daily basis in your relationships, where something has to change. Wherever a full moon lies in your chart often indicates change. So do expect some changes in your relationships this month, Cancerians. Now, we've got all month Saturn still retrograde here back in your 5th house until September 18th. So it's really checking in on you, Cancerians, and saying, hey, am I doing enough things that make me happy? Am I doing at least one thing a day that I enjoy, that makes me happy, that makes me feel good? Am I making use of my creative abilities? Are there creative abilities that I have that I could put into a business and really structure my life so that I'm enjoying doing what I do, and that my work becomes my vocation and there's no separation between my work and my play? So that may come into question during this Saturn retrograde. The other thing is that all month we've got the beneficial aspect of this trining energy still going on between Jupiter and Uranus. And for you, from your 2nd to your 10th houses, Cancer, there could be a surprise financial breakthrough, windfall. There could be a surprise meeting, a surprise encounter at work that takes you to some new heights and for a new opportunity to suddenly happen when you least expect it. So for the first week of this month, we've got a very benign aspect happening between a conjunction between Jupiter and Venus. Jupiter and Venus are the lovely beneficial benefics, as we call them in astrology, and they're happening here in your 2nd house of money, Cancerians. So an opportunity for expansion with your finances. Some good news potentially financially, but also the potential for money to be coming in, but equally going out, and especially with Venus there, going out on luxuries, on things that you enjoy. So you may just need to keep an eye on some of your spending during that first week of the month, Cancerians. Now on the 7th of the month, we've got an exact opposition between the Sun in your sign and opposite to Pluto. So you really may need to look at a relationship that's maybe got an obsessive flavour. Do you need to reduce the amount of contact you're having with somebody? Do you need to take your power back in a relationship situation? And this could be an intimate relationship, but it could also be a consultant, somebody who's working for you or with you, or a business relationship of some kind. But it's about standing firm in what you believe and what is important to you. Now, on the 9th of July, we've got Mercury coming out of your 12th and going into your 1st house and coming into your sign. And of course, a lot happening this month in your sign. We've got Mars all month in Cancer, which is great for you Cancerians. This should give you a boost of energy, moving forward, feeling as though you can accomplish a lot of things. It really should be a very positive feeling, and a time when you may need to work alone. Often Mars in the first house could be a little bit argumentative, a little bit irritable sometimes with other people. So go ahead and do your own thing. That's the message of this Mars in your first house. But it's very assertive. You certainly won't be a wallflower hanging back. You'll be ready to push forward with what's important to you. The sun shining a light here, Mercury as well. It's time for you. It's time for looking at this year, because when it's your birthday, it's a new year beginning, and looking at how you want to present yourself, how you want to be seen. Do you want to be seen differently? New ways of being seen, reinventing your look. This would be a great month to do it. Between the 13th and 15th of July, we've got an exact square between Venus and Saturn happening. So this may be a time where you may feel as though your pleasures are limited. Yes, you've got to choose between responsibility and pleasure. So I'm going to suggest that you maybe choose one thing that brings you joy, and you make sure you do that during that period of the 13th to the 15th of July. And then and you may have to do other things that you feel responsible for at that time, especially maybe with a young person or financially. Now the 15th and 16th of July, depending where you live, we've got a lovely new moon happening in your sign. New beginnings, new opportunities. It's a time when you can just sort of dust yourself off. It's like cleaning yourself off completely, getting rid of all the things that you don't like and don't want anymore. And what is it that you do want? And this is that opportunity for those new beginnings. Now on the 19th of the month, we've got Venus changing sign and going into your third house. And Venus in the third is a wonderful time for meeting somebody socially. Just nice meetings, nice connections, and also a good opportunity to maybe travel, go on a short trip somewhere that you would really enjoy going to. On the 23rd of July, we've got the Sun coming into your second house of money, and on the 24th, Mercury joins it. So the last week of the month, Cancerians, we've got a lot of activity in your money house. So it's a good time to be thinking about ways in which you can increase your finances. Mercury there wants you to research, wants you to connect with people, to maybe write, to share information that could be valuable. But it's certainly a time when it's shining a light on finances, and there can also be some good news for you financially. And on the very last day of the month, the 31st of the month, I'm always looking for that moon, because it's usually down here, but unusually we've got another full moon this month, and it's happening for you in your 8th house, also a money house. So it's a full moon, it's shining a light for you, Cancerians, on your intimacy, actually. How intimate do you allow yourself to be with people? How intimate do you want to go? How intimately do you feel you know yourself? Because until you really know yourself, how can you know another? So it's about going more deeply into yourself. You may do that through astrology, or tarot, or I Ching, or any of the metaphysical arts. And it's also, of course, shining a light on any kind of financial activity, maybe taxes, mortgage, insurance, pension, all these things. Maybe you need to make some changes there, because a full moon very often indicates changes are needed. So a lot happening for you financially and in your relationships this month. I think it's an exciting month for you, Cancerians. I wish you a very happy summer for those of you in the Northern Hemisphere. And if you'd like me to look at your chart for this coming year, Cancerians, what it holds in store for you personally, please don't hesitate to get in touch for a personal reading. Thank you for listening. Bye for now.